Welcome to Kamado Max. Tonight we are making Smashburgers on the KamadoJoe. This is a burger that is inspired by one of my favorite restaurants on the entire planet. It's called Husk. It's in Charleston, and we're gonna make it for you tonight. And it's super easy, and it's one of the best burgers you can possibly make in your backyard. Let's fire it up. All right, first thing I'm gonna do, I got a big old basket of Fogo charcoal lined up here, a couple of wax starter cubes. We're gonna light this up and let the grill come on up to temp. We're gonna be cooking at around 400, 450. You could even creep them in the 500 zone. Fact is, we're gonna be cooking with the plate setter. So the cast iron KamadoJoe plate setter right here on the top. So it's not so much about the long cook temperature. We're just looking to get a nice hot surface so we can crisp up these burgers and get a good color and crust on them. So we got a big old basket of Fogo charcoal. I use the premium Fogo charcoal. They have a super premium version. That said, I feel that unless you're doing a long cook, the premium is just perfect. It's small enough cubes where they're gonna ignite quick and you're gonna have that even fire distribution across your entire box. Sometimes I've found that when you have those big chunks of charcoal, sometimes you can have hot spots. And since we're gonna be cooking primarily over this left side of the grill today, I wanna make sure that we don't have a hot right side and a cool left side where we're cooking the actual burgers. What I'm probably gonna do here is I'm gonna leave this dome open and the bottom portion here fully opened for maybe about 10 minutes or so. At that point, I'm gonna close it off, keep this upper portion totally open, and we're gonna let that come on up to temp. We'll see how it goes. I might dial this down a little bit as needed, but we're really not too terribly concerned about keeping the temperature below a certain amount. 500 degrees, if it creeps up that way, totally cool. We're gonna be cooking on the KamadoJoe cast iron half moon grate. So you see you got some grooves here and a flat surface here. We're gonna be cooking the flat surface. We're gonna put this on the left-hand side, let that come on up to temp. At the same time, I don't wanna have just an empty pit right here where the food can fall off. So I'm gonna put the standard grates in right here. Might toast up my buns here on the very end. We'll see, but just so a little bit more protection for any sort of food that might want to start creeping over the edge there. We're gonna start off with the sauce now. Grill's coming up to temp. We're gonna leave that here for a few minutes with the dome open. And if you've ever thought of like a good hamburger sauce, this is what we're going for. So like I said before, my favorite restaurant in Charleston is a place called Husk. They have something called the Husk Burger, which this is not the exact replica of, but it's an inspiration. And so what we're gonna do today here is make a version of the sauce that they put on every single burger. It's a very simple burger. It's meat, it's cheese, it's onions, and the sauce. So we start off with a combination. This is about a tablespoon each of chopped jalapenos and chopped dill pickles, just real small. They already smell good. And to that, we're gonna add a couple things. The first thing is some mayonnaise. And so we're looking for maybe about just over half of the content being mayonnaise. So we'll get this in here. That looks good. Can always adjust as needed. Next, slightly less amount of mustard. Then, an even less amount of ketchup. Followed by a couple good shakes of hot sauce. I know there's some hot sauce snobs out there. I would consider myself to be one. However, Louisiana is one of my go-tos. So we're gonna use that today. And I like it spicy, so I'm gonna give it a good couple glugs of that. And then finally, you've seen this at barbecue restaurants all over the place, some Texas Pete pepper sauce. Just a little bit of a vinegar bite. A couple shakes. Finally, salt and pepper. Looks good to me. Then we carefully bring it all together. You can make this in advance. It's actually fantastic to keep in your fridge. I could keep this up to probably a week in advance of when I'm gonna be making burgers. All right, let's give this a shot. Remember, it's got jalapenos and pickles already in the bowl. Oh yeah. Super creamy. Gives you all that burger classic flavor that you're looking for. Dome's been open for about 10 minutes now. We're getting ready to close this down, and then I'm going to be chopping up a white onion. Super, super thin slices. I got my sharp knife out today, and what we're looking for is we're really not going to be cooking these onions all that much. What I'm looking for is to get a shaved onion type texture, because what we're going to do is when these burgers are almost done, we're going to shake a little bit of these really thin, like ribbon thin onions on top of the burger, cover it with some cheese, and then it's maybe going to get 30 seconds just to heat up and almost become part of that sauce. So that's what we're working on next. Like I said, we're going to slice these onions up real thin. White onion, if it wasn't obvious. Clean off the ends there. Get that off to the side. And I like to take off the top couple layers of the onion because obviously you got that papery stuff on the outside, and then this outermost portion just isn't that flavorful unless you are really cooking this down. So, and sometimes, depending on how much onion I need, I might even take that one off too, which I think I'm gonna do. So, you're left with something like that. About half the size of how it originally came. So, start, slice in half, so you can see how thin these onions are getting. You can almost read newspaper through them. That's what you want. And you can just see just how thin those onions are. You can actually see through to my gloves. So I'll shake these up, and this should be enough. I'll save this onion over here, put that back in the fridge. But for right now, we're almost there. Got a couple buns here. Got some American cheese, Kraft American cheese, any sort of American cheese. Basically, don't get fancy cheese because you want that to be able to melt. That's part of what makes this burger so special, is that sauce hits that cheese, which is over that onions, over that hot burger, and it's just real special. And we're gonna toast these buns as well. So we're gonna let the grill come on up to temp. About 250 right now, and so give this another 10 minutes or so, and we'll be back. We're gonna start divvying out our meat in the meantime. All right, so now it's time to shape out these burgers. I got about a pound of 80-20 here, and I'm gonna break these down to probably about 4 patties. As thin as you can do it, because they will shrink up and they will plump up. So what you make is probably not what you're gonna be eating in the end. So I like to make mine extra thin and extra wide. And you can see just by comparison to the actual buns, it's pretty big, but we do it for a reason. Plus, as this thing cooks, you see these edges here? That's gonna get all nice and crispy. And that is flavor. So, I'm gonna pat this out. Shape it up just a little bit. Push. That looks good to me. So we're gonna let this temp continue to rise. We're almost there, and then we're gonna throw it on the cast iron surface. And from that point on, we're talking maybe 3 minutes or so. All right, before I throw these on, I'm gonna put this side down first. So I just threw on some salt, and I'm gonna hit it with a little coarse ground black pepper, because you don't need anything more. You don't need steak seasoning. You don't need garlic. This is a simple burger for a reason. So that looks perfect. That's gonna go down on the grill here in just a minute. Stick around. We're up to about 400 degrees right now, and since a lot of this cook is gonna be done with the dome open, this temperature is only gonna increase. So we're gonna start off, and I'm gonna start with some oil and some avocado oil at that. And what that's gonna do is it's got a super high smoke temp. So probably the highest, it's up there with grapeseed oil, peanut oil, and we're gonna put our burgers down. We're gonna do what we did again. Coarse ground black pepper. A little bit of salt. And it is a smash burger, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep it from plumping up as much as I can. Woo! That's that oil hitting the fire. So we're gonna let this sit here for maybe about a minute or so until that color starts to come up on the other side. And then we're going to flip, throw the onions on, throw some cheese on, toast the buns real quick, and then we're gonna be done. All right, these are almost done. I just split them. I'm gonna throw on a little bit of onion. See that? Just a little bit. Followed by some American cheese. We're gonna shut this and leave it for about 30 seconds, and then these things are almost done. Okay, we're almost there. These burgers have been on for about 30 seconds since we put the cheese and the onions on them. Let's see how they're doing. And they're looking mighty fine. So, I like to double stack. See that? Perfect. Now, I want to free up a little bit of room there for these buns. And these are not going to take long. I just want to toast them up a little bit. And you can see that the cheese and the onions have almost combined into a little bit of a sauce of their own. Look at that. Burger's already done. Perfect. I'm gonna put these off on the side. And carefully place that on the bun. We're gonna shut this, and we are almost done. The last remaining part is, of course, the sauce. So, grab a little bit of that homemade burger sauce, jalapenos, pickles, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, vinegar sauce. And that right there, that is a burger. A burger you can be proud about, a burger you can be proud of for any family gathering, a burger that I would greatly enjoy to eat. Let's cut in this bad boy, see how we did. That bun is so soft. It's a brioche bun. Pretty available most places nowadays. You can see those onions and the cheese just melt together. Let's give it a taste. Look at that. Juicy. Got that good char flavor. That 80-20 beef. No tomatoes, no lettuce. Just good premium beef with a little bit of onion, and then those classic burger flavors. We're talking mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup, you know, some pickles, a little bit of vinegar bite on that soft brioche bun. And it cooks up in about 5 minutes. You gotta give this a try. It is absolutely delicious. One of my favorite things to cook on the KamadoJoe. If you like what we're doing, if you like this video, drop us a like. We appreciate it. Drop us a comment. Is this how you do burgers? Have you ever tried a Smashburger? Will you try a Smashburger after this? And we appreciate the support. Thanks so much for coming back. Stay tuned. Planning on doing weekly videos of my favorite KamadoJoe cooks. So until then, thanks again.